Hello everyone, in this short video I will go through the question some students were asking. In the test code E, there was question number 2 in which you have to display the series 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21 up to 377. So this series, the hint is given, basically the calculations they start from 5, 8, 13. So every number from 5 onwards is sum of the last two numbers. So in this case what you can do is I can start my algorithm and declare three variables. So one is the num1, another one is num2, and then we have the actual number of the series which is starting from 5. So the first two numbers we can call them, we can say that num1 is equal to 2, num2 is equal to 3. So we have 2 and 3 which is set, and before I do any repetitions I can display the numbers. I will say num1 for 1 second, and then I will say num2 for 1 second, and after that what I can do is I can start doing the calculations for the next numbers. So what I will do is I will say that repeat until the number, so I will initialize the number to 0 as well, the numbers which are here 5, 8, 0 and so on. So here I will say repeat until the number is greater than or equal to 377, and first I will calculate the number here first. So I will say that num is equal to num1 plus num2, the previous two numbers, num1 plus num2, and then I will display the number. I will say the value of the num for 1 second. And now comes the important part here, how to shift the number. So here you see, for example, when you are calculating the first number 5, num1 was given 2 and num2 was given the value 3. And next time when you have to calculate the number 8, num1 should become 5 and num2 should become 3, or in simple terms you can write it in this way to make it even more simpler, that is 3 plus 5. So here once again when you are calculating 5, this should be num1, this should be num2. When you are calculating 8, num1 value should change from 2 to 3, that is 3 is the current value of num2. So what I will do is I will say that num1 should change to num2. So that means num1 variable will now have the value 3, and the 5 value should be given to the variable num2 so that we can calculate 8 the next time. And 5 value right now is the current value of this number that I have calculated. So I can say here that num2 should be equal to the variable num. So basically I am shifting one variable. So num1 becomes num2, num2 becomes the number which is calculated, and we are now prepared to calculate the new value of the number in the next repetition. So if I keep doing that, I will get my required series. To implement this, I will just show you quickly here. I start with the green flag and I make three variables, num1, num2, and the actual num variable for the calculation of the series. I will use two set blocks to set num1, num2, and also the third one. The simple num should be 0, num1 should be 2, num2 should be 3, and then I will display the numbers first. So I will display the variable num1 for 1 second, then I will display the variable num2 for 1 second, and then I will use the repeat until block. and the repeat enter block is greater equal, so I will choose less than and I will choose the not operation. So not of the variable num less than 377, that will make it greater equal to 377. So why am I using greater equal? Because I am calculating the value first and then displaying the number. If I was displaying the number first and then calculating, in that case we just needed the greater than 37 condition, but since we are calculating first, so I need the greater equal operation here. So here inside I will simply say set num to the sum of num1 plus num2. So I will duplicate them from here, num1 plus num2, and then display the number. So I will use the say block again, and I will say the value of the variable num for 1 second, and then I will change the shifts. I will say that okay, num1 should now become num2, and then num2 should become the number which we have just calculated to prepare for the next repetition. So if I follow in this way and put the stop condition, stop after this script, so you will see it will display 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, and it will keep displaying these numbers and stop at 377. So after 377 the program will stop. So this is the solution of that question. Thank you everyone.